approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. All right, I will now open the public forum. I don't know of anybody that signed up to speak, but is there anyone here that wishes to address the board? Seeing none, then I will close the public forum. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. All right, the voluntary commitment transportation policy.
With this one, this has been a policy that's, this has been an item that we've been dealing with, the Sheriff's Department, the county's been dealing with forever. The reason the policy is before you, the state had a statutory change which required each county to have a written transportation policy for people who have an involuntary commitment order taken out on them. This is basically codifies what primarily the Sheriff's Department and the Laurinburg Police Department have been doing in practice for a number of years. This policy has been sent to the city of Laurinburg. We did have a meeting about 10 days ago with the sheriff, the chief of police, as well as a representative from East Point Mental Health. And we reviewed the policy, or we discussed the policy. It was sent out and for additional comments. But at this point in time, this does need to be approved by the commissioners, even though this is a policy that is under the realm of the sheriff and law enforcement.
Has everybody had a chance to look at it? And if you will, I need a motion to approve this transportation policy and voluntary commitment policy.
So moved.
Have a motion, need a second? Second. Have a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Before we vote, Mr. Chairman, may I ask the sheriff if he has a comment on it?
I do not, sir. Y'all approving it, that's fine.
Are you familiar with it, and
Yes, sir, I wrote it.
you were part of writing this thing?
Yes, sir.
So then you should not have any objection to it, is that correct?
I do not, sir. It follows the state guidelines, so it's Chief Williams is okay with it, I am too. So.
Just didn't want us to move forward. I had not had any conversation with you, and
Yes,
would
sir.
like to make sure that you were a part of it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Mr. Chairman, one quick question. I assume Gibson is not mentioned here because the Sheriff's Department provides their law enforcement, is that right?
I'm sorry?
Gibson is not mentioned under city, is that because you provide their law enforcement anyway?
That's right, sir. The only ones that are mentioned in there is Waverly Police Department because they have a chief there and an officer. In Maxton, which is part of it, there are some folks in the county that lives in the city there, and Laurinburg, since we provide law enforcement to Gibson.
I don't have anyone who could transport it for you.
Yes, sir, I just included them with as we've normally done throughout the years, yes, sir. Also with the town of RP.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Sheriff, thank you for your dedication to this.
Thank you, sir.
for your dedication to this policy. All right. Ms. Merrill, the board committee appointment.
I've been told I don't speak very loud. Can you hear me?
Hear it now.
Okay. Trying to do better. We do have 3 appointments tonight. The first is an application for appointment to the Parks and Rec Advisory Board by Mr. Jimmy Bennett. So I will submit his name and nomination to the appointment of the Our second appointment is that we received a letter from the Lumber River Workforce Development Board asking for the reappointment of Mr. Mark Ward to that board. So I'm submitting his name for nomination to the Lumber River Workforce Development Board.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign.
And the third nomination is to the Scott County Memorial Library Advisory Board, and the woman that has been asked to appoint to that is Tina Robinson. So I am nominating Ms. Robinson to the Library Advisory Board.
Have a motion and a second. Need a second.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign.
And at this time, we have made great progress in filling our boards. This was sort of a mission I undertook in the spring. And I just want to make a statement thanking all citizens that have, stepped forward to serve on our boards, and to ask you to continue to be mindful that we do have boards that need citizen engagement.
Thank you, Carol. All right, Kevin, County Manager report.
Okay, try to go through this fairly quickly. The first item, at the last meeting, the board did discuss having a strategic goals session setting up. We did reach out to the Association of County Commissioners. Neil Emery, one of their member representatives, has agreed that he can facilitate that meeting. The board did discuss the week of October. We came back with a potential recommended date of October 2nd to start at 9 o'clock. It would be a Wednesday morning. And go until probably that afternoon, if that would be convenient for the board to set as a recess date from this meeting to that. That will be just before the October regular meeting.
So, 9 to
October 2nd, 9 until, if that's agreeable.
Yes,
through lunch.
yes. Probably looking, estimate 2 to 3 o'clock.
Mr. Eddie, is that date good for you?
I live so far away. Yes, fine.
Okay. Clarence?
It's too early for me to make a decision like that.
Yes.
Tim, that date's good for you?
That's fine with me. Where are we gonna do it at?
Morgan Center.
October 2nd at 9 o'clock,
Yes, sir.
Morgan Center.
With that, we did have conversations about the possibility of sending out homework or requests of each of the commissioners individually, that we basically ask, what are your top 3 to 5 goals for the upcoming 1 to 2 years, and use those as a starting point for the dialogue for that meeting.
You want to go ahead and do that?
No, we'll send that out and request it so you have time. Just an update, Covington Street School remodel is on task. That's expected to be completed before the end of September. The school system and RCC are also still currently working to have the facility up and running, so search would be able to move into the facility in the month of October. We also had the pre-bid meeting for the renovation of the Covington Street admin building. It was a required meeting for all the contractors to walk through. We had 5 contractors there, I believe. The bid opening is scheduled for September 16th with an estimated construction begin date of October 6th, with contractual construction completion the end of January. As an update for the communication tower, that process, that is still going on. We have completed the geotechnical survey of the facility. The purchase order for the tower has been issued and it is on order. We will be going out to bid on the construction of the tower as soon as we get final FCC approval. But the goal is to go out for bid and have those bids in hand for the regular October board meeting. But with this, we still believe we can have the tower constructed by the end of January. Also, just as a continuing plan, we have continued we've continued to work with state and federal agencies on the emergency watershed program that was started back in February for us. And we have, last week, I think we've been told we should get final approval within 2 weeks on the first batch of programs. Now, back at the end of April, we were also told we should get final approval on the first batch in June, but we are still waiting. Once we get final approval on these projects, we will move ahead with going out for bids on it. So it is not an immediate fix, but we would begin, as soon as we get programs, we'll reach back out to landowners and go out and bid on projects. And we still have about 6 additional projects that have been tentatively approved, but we have not gotten formal approval, which you have to get before you can go to final approval. Also, the board approved a number of properties to go up for auction that we had acquired through foreclosure. I do have, actually, I got a copy of the contract after my report was approved. The contract date for the sale through Iron Horse Auction would begin on January 16th and end on January 23rd. That date was recommended by Iron Horse to get the necessary work done and marketing materials to go out. So they will be looking for a January 23rd date, which we would then bring back to the commissioners to accept all bids subject to closing. Also, one thing we have spent a little bit of time today talking about the weather. We are looking at, we had first hurricane briefing this morning at 11:30. We will continue to have those throughout the rest of the, hopefully non-event for us. But right now in the areas that we are expecting sustained 30-mile-an-hour winds all day Thursday, with gusts of 40 miles an hour with 3 to 6 inches of rain. We expect the first of the weather to actually hit us tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and stay until Friday morning. And this path has wobbled, sped up, slowed down on a regular basis, so we are still here. If you ever look at the spaghetti models, that's exactly what it looks like. The models currently have paths going all the way from Spartanburg, South Carolina, all the way out to almost completely missing us, but this storm is 200 miles across, so there's no such thing as a near miss. So The recommendation is if anybody is continuing to make preparations, to have your preparations complete by tomorrow evening before the weather starts to turn. Even if people do go to bed Wednesday night and it does look to be a rain event, we do expect the significant portions of the wind to start early in the morning, Thursday morning, 2 to 3 o'clock. But everything is up in the air. We will continue to have briefings here in the EOC. It has been activated, and we have done a preliminary state of emergency that will go into effect tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. This state of emergency is just for preparation issues that streamlines any efforts that we need to do for mitigation. This is also, and this is not a certainty that we expect anything near that we've had in the last couple of storms. As a matter of fact, the state of emergency, most of the ones that we have issued in the last, or at least while I've been working with the county, a number of them have just gone into the trash and no one ever knew it was issued because it was issued and rescinded because it was a non-event. But that is a preliminary study.
We have a briefing tomorrow here at 11:30.
Yes, for the EOC. And most of the information is going to be available. It's available to anyone and everyone. If you go to weather.gov, there's an easy link on there that talks about hurricanes. And there are actually several that are tracking. But also if you go to weather.gov/RAH, that's the Raleigh, that's our sector, it will tell you a lot more about specifically Dorian. With it, the National Hurricane Service comes out with updates at 11 and 5. So that's why we wind up having different items, updates after that, as well as most of your media, most of your weather channels will come up with updates around 5:30 because the national updates have just come. And again, the big things to this are we are expecting sustained winds all day Thursday, starting middle of the late Wednesday night, Thursday morning, going until potentially Friday morning. There will be heavy rain. With wind and rain, you will have trees, limbs down, which will cause power outages. And also, you're getting 3 to 6 inches of rain. Fortunately, we're a little bit dry right now, but if you are in a low area, if you're in an area that has poor drainage in the city, you can expect localized flooding. But once this event goes out, we are expecting some reasonably clear, limited rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it should be short duration and very limited, but if your area is prone to flooding, expect flood. And again, if anybody wants any information, go to weather.gov. The information that we get is also posted right here. There's nothing special about what we have other than we probably go and, actually all the detail we have is here if you want to drill down to it.
Yeah, I think you said the actual slideshow was on.
Yes.
That they did at 11:30.
And also, as we get additional information that will be published, the best way we found out is by pushing information out through the county's Facebook page. We'll update that. We will use our Everbridge calling system as well for decisions that are made and pushing it. The only other item is, we'll get some extra copies of this made, but I do have a copy of the response to the Local Government Commission. The audit was presented last month at the meeting. So with that, the finance officer prepares a statement to go in, responding to any questions that were brought up, saying this is to be presented to the board. And authorized for this release to go back to the LGC. We'll get each of you a copy of it before we leave. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Kevin. Anybody have any questions for what Kevin has presented this evening? Okay. All right, then, we'll start down on the end with, Ms. Betty, do you have anything to
No,
share
sir.
with the board tonight?
No, sir.
Clarence? Will?
I actually have a couple of things. First, is there any update, any further information on this facility down the road?
Actually, news came out today that they withdrew their request from the city to have their planning hearing to get the license. Since they're not going to get their license, the judge has denied the appeal. And so they actually pulled that request from the city today.
And we have no way of knowing really what their alternative plan is.
Rick, along the same line, share an email I received from Senator Tillis's office today, back came at 5:17 p.m. this afternoon. He says, "It's good talking to you early today. Hoping the hurricane won't get you too hard." Then he says, "As you requested, I'm following up about the migrant facility. I'm confident Sydney and our DC office, who has been much more involved in the situation and can speak to it better than I can. My understanding is they do not have their state license and will not be opening up and will not receive any more of their federal grant. If you have any specific questions about it, I will refer to Sydney."
Refer to who, Mom?
Um,
Refer to who?
Sydney, he's in there working with DC office.
Okay.
He's,
One of his assistants, a name.
that was his name. And that, like I said, that email came at 5:17 this afternoon.
It's the lady we met, like you said.
At the meeting on August 13th, this board elected me to attend the County Commissioners Conference. I did attend that on the 24th. The group elected Tracy Johnson as the second vice president. She is currently the chairman of the county commissioners from Washington County. The one comment I would make is I have been to the conference 3 or 4 times, but I've never been the delegate. And it was an interesting experience in that there was a true, huge feeling of unity among the members of the group there. It was a very diverse group, racially, age-wise, male, female, Republican, Democrats. It was just and they all seemed to be caring about local government. It was a very refreshing couple of hours that I spent with that crowd. So it was nowhere near the
Wasn't the burden you
wasn't the
thought it
burden
would
I
be.
anticipated.
Yeah.
Second, the Southeast Partnership is a group that meets in Elizabethtown. It's actually 18 counties. It's a public-private partnership for economic development. They think very highly of our friend back there, Mark Ward. It has been very good to Scotland County. We have been a part of that since it came back together in 2014. And I have some handouts that I'd like to pass among the commissioners, just to give you a little history of what it has accomplished in the last 5 years. And the last thing I wanted to do is, I look around the room, and I know most of the people in this room. I don't know the lady and the young man at the back. I don't know whether he is here because he is interested in county government, or whether this is a scout assignment or a homework assignment. I'd like to ask you, and I assume this is your distant cousin to your right, or who?
I'm here for something for Boy Scouts.
Citizenship of the community?
Yeah.
Okay. And this person who's with you is?
Mom.
Okay. And what is your name, sir?
David Ladd.
Okay. Well, welcome, David. It's always good to see young people here taking part in what we do. Thank you.
He's been taking notes.
What troop are you with?
447.
Okay. Good troop.
What did you say, 427?
447. First United Methodist Church, I believe. I'm through, sir. Thank you.
You done good, and I told you would enjoy it.
And you were absolutely right.
Jim? All right. If there's nothing else, then I will entertain a motion to go into closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A4 to discuss matters relating to location, expansion, of industries or other businesses in the area served by the public body, including agreements on tentative list of economic development incentives that may be offered by the public body in negotiations, or to discuss matters relating to military installation closures or realignment.
So,
Have a motion
So,
and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
aye.
Opposed, like sign. I'd just like to say that I'm glad you're here. Come back and see us sometime. You're neglecting us lately. I know you've been busy.
My wife says the same thing.
She says you've been neglecting us. Glad you're here.
That must be you, Dave.
That was a sign.
It's always good to have people here at the meeting. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I want to get you to speak to us.
We're going to go right here. Just wait. Just wait.
Oh, I am.
Too fast.
Well, I ain't.
I told Will, I said, you didn't